Ryan Reynolds is Hollywood's most charming, most lovable, and most sarcastic heartthrob, right? Wrong. Have we missed all the signs that maybe he's unhinged? We've gathered the most jaw-dropping Ryan Reynolds moments that reveal a whole different animal behind his teddy bear facade. And trust me, number 1 is so wild even his most loyal fans are giving him the side eye. Number 10. Okay, by now most of you know about the whole SNL drama, right? But there's a whole nother level of messiness behind the scenes that you probably don't know about. When Ryan Reynolds took the stage for SNL 50, fans expected the usual dose of sarcasm, but what they got instead was a joke that sent even Blake Lively into "what the F did he just say" meltdown, and her face said it all.
Question. Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds. Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Ryan's dialogue was a direct reference to Blake Lively's legal battle against Justin Baldoni. And here's where things got messy. According to an SNL staff member, Ryan initially was practicing a different line in rehearsal. He pitched this new idea himself, even when SNL's writers were like, maybe you should not say that? Well, the joke landed awkwardly, and fans were quick to call him out. Their schemes backfired hard, and now Reynolds has to do damage control for his crazy wife, which means Ryan is crazy as well. But crazy might be an understatement, as you'll see from this next Instagram video. Number 9. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have been roasting each other for years. Their fake feud was all about crashing interviews, pulling pranks, and turning their rivalry into literal marketing gold for Deadpool 3. But when Ryan posted his birthday tribute to Hugh, let's just say, it didn't make fans happy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
And I'm not even professionally trained, Jackman, you piece of
Now, if you followed their feud, you know this isn't exactly new for them. But this time, the vibe felt different. According to some fans, Hugh had been going through some personal struggles, so maybe this wasn't the best time for being trolled on a public platform where millions of people are already waiting to poke fun at your mental health. And considering that Deadpool 3 was just around the corner, this was not even a genuine birthday wish. Maybe Ryan was just doing a free promo. Number 8. Ryan Reynolds has never been shy about making fun of himself or his family when it comes to parenting. He has joked in multiple interviews about how he and Blake Lively spend hours analyzing their parenting styles, comparing themselves to how they were raised. But that's a normal thing, right? Well, in Ryan Reynolds' universe, everything is different. During his sit-down with Willie Geist, where he talked about his father's battle with Parkinson's disease, Ryan claimed that he and Blake spent hours only to realize that his parents barely even thought about him.
Blake and I will go out for dinner or something like that. The entire time is spent talking about how could we be better parents, how can we address their needs in ways. It's just like I can't even imagine my parents having those conversations without.
Right.
Yeah.
But the real off-the-cuff moment came when he dropped a wild joke about chemotherapy as a way of escaping these parenting conversations.
This feels like chemotherapy. The cancer's gone. Let's enjoy dinner and let's just live in here forever.
Ryan, dude. Look, we all know he has a thing for dark humor, but this one, it didn't land quite right. Comparing parenting talks to cancer treatment is not the best thing to do. But if you think this was bad, just wait until you hear how he roasts his own kids on national television. Number 7. If there's one thing Ryan Reynolds lives for, it's making jokes about his kids. While most celebrity parents keep their kids out of the spotlight, Ryan? Yeah, he's out here treating every interview like a stand-up routine, and his kids are the punchline.
I have read you have two little girls at home.
Yeah.
I've read you don't want them to go into show business.
No, mostly because I'm against child abuse.
Now that's interesting. Ryan Reynolds admitting Hollywood is not for kids. But that's not all. Because he made a similar kind of statement on The Tonight Show while explaining to Jimmy Fallon why he doesn't want his daughter to be in the showbiz.
Being a child actor in movies and stuff, that's a whole other ball of wax. I explained to her, I was like, look, that's a huge burden on your nervous system. I mean, having to, process all of that attention and information, and also you develop all of these unhealthy coping mechanisms. And she just looked at me like she didn't know what the I was talking about. And I was like, you know what? Here's what's cheaper and easier is let's just skip showbiz and enroll you right into Ryan.
No, that's bad advice. That's
Because
bad advice.
Showbiz is not good for kids.
It's not, no, it's not.
I feel like we should know this by now, right?
Yes.
But
we should
parents
know this,
everywhere are
yes.
like, yeah, let's just put him in a movie unsupervised.
Yeah.
It's great.
The thing is, we don't know whether these comments are jokes or if Ryan is giving us a sneak peek into the dark side of Hollywood. He exaggerates everything, and he has built his entire brand around being the sarcastic dad. But constantly making jokes at his kid's personal life, especially on such a public platform, cannot be good for his kids in the long run, right? Of course, Ryan and Blake have always been private about their actual family life, so it's not like he's exposing anything. But still, the way he talks about fatherhood has raised some eyebrows over the years. And speaking of oversharing, Ryan's jokes about his kids are nothing compared to what he once revealed about himself. And trust me, you are not ready for this one. Number 6. Look, we all know Ryan Reynolds takes things to a whole new level of, wait, did he really just say that? And this moment came when he admitted to sending an explicit picture to his own dad just to test if he was secretly scrolling through their family's shared album.
My dad took, hundreds of thousands of photos, but not of us. It was like we'd have these family dinners and he would sort of, right when the digital cameras came out, it was also in perfect concert with when internet was dial-up. So he would take about 100,000 photos and then at night he would get online on the dial-up and email them to everybody and you'd have, and I'm not joking here, you'd have like 400 or 500 pictures of a blurry meatloaf. I was about 18 years old, and in the middle of the dinner once, I grabbed the camera and I went in the bathroom and I just took a picture of my. And I just wanted to see if he would naturally edit these photos at some point. Nope. He emailed it out.
Sent it out?
Yeah.
Excuse me, what? Instead of, asking his dad if he was secretly snooping through their family photos, Ryan decided the best way to investigate was by uploading a full-on image of himself. That's a wild thing to do, for sure. I mean, we are aware of his social gimmicks, but why would you expose your own father on national television? But how can we question the guy who is not afraid of talking about his cozy nights that he shares with his wife on national television? Number 5. Ryan never misses the opportunity to destroy Blake Lively. And I'm talking about his appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, where he casually threw out a bold description of their love life.
You've only had the twice?
Just the 2 times, yeah.
Okay.
It's a mercenary job, so it's just clinical.
What now? The audience laughed, because of course they didn't have any other option. But people who saw this clip had questions. The phrase mercenary job did not sit right with some fans. Like, was he really out here saying their intimate life was more of an obligation than something he actually enjoyed? Fans felt weird that Blake wasn't there to react, making it seem like he was just making a joke of her intimacy. But let's be real, maybe, just maybe, this one should have stayed a thought rather than a spoken sentence on national TV. And if you think this was bad, things only get worse from here. Number 4. Picture this, Blake Lively, mid-labor, dealing with the most intense pain of her life. And what does her ever-supportive husband do? He decides to set the mood with a song. But instead of playing something relaxing or supportive, he chose Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On.
A lot of talking about like how you act in the delivery room. I'm in the room. You were in the room.
Yeah, for sure.
And you decided to play a song.
Yeah.
What did you play when your wife was in labor?
I jammed a little Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On.
Yes, you heard that right. This man played the baby-making song while his wife was delivering their child. Ryan told this story himself, probably expecting laughs. And sure, it is funny in hindsight, but at that moment, Blake was not happy at all. According to Ryan, the second he hit play, she shot him a look so deadly it could have ended their marriage right then and there.
It was like steak knives came out of her eyes. It's like, are you me right now?
Now, to be fair, this is exactly the kind of unhinged humor we've come to expect from Ryan. But let's be real, when your wife is literally bringing new life into the world, maybe don't make it about your Spotify playlist. And speaking of making things about himself, Ryan has a history of stealing the spotlight at the worst moments. Number 3. Back in 2019, Blake Lively shocked everyone when she arrived at the Detective Pikachu premiere with a baby bump, casually revealing that she and Ryan were expecting their 3rd child. It was a huge moment, with the internet going wild over her surprise announcement. But instead of just letting his wife have her moment, Ryan complained that she stole his thunder.
I said, what's up? Like, what's going on in your life? You said, not much.
I was like, not much, I know.
What kids?
I thought the fact that I was wearing a denim vest would be all the rage. That would be all the
You thought that was going to be the news there.
But then Blake shows up, uninvited, I might add.
Oh my goodness, that is
And
unbelievable.
I thought she's just been pounding beer, and it turns out that she's like 6 months pregnant or something, you know.
In multiple interviews, he brought up how his movie premiere was supposed to be about him, but suddenly all anyone cared about was Blake's pregnancy. He even called it a sneaky move and kept teasing about how he was upstaged on what was supposed to be his big night. On the surface, this is classic Ryan, right? But some fans weren't so sure. A few pointed out that he really didn't seem to let it go, making them wonder if he was actually annoyed. Either way, it wasn't the first time Ryan downplayed Blake. There was another moment where he really made people question just how much he hypes up his wife. Because when it comes to something Blake takes a lot of pride in, Ryan once suggested someone else did it way better. Number 2. During an interview on Good Morning America, Ryan casually dropped a comment that had fans raising their eyebrows.
Blake, my wife, is very good at cooking, and Jake might be just a little bit better.
Ryan? You do realize you have to go home after this interview, right? Now, at first glance, this is just classic Ryan Reynolds roasting his wife for laughs, but here's why some fans weren't loving it. Blake isn't just any home cook. She's obsessed with cooking. She's shared her love for food on social media for years, posted mouth-watering homemade meals, and even learned from top-tier chefs like Martha Stewart. So for Ryan to throw all that out the window and declare Jake Gyllenhaal as the superior chef, let's just say some people weren't sure if Blake was going to laugh it off or start packing his bags for him. And if you thought this was just fun and games, wait until you hear about the most bizarre thing Ryan has ever done on set. Number 1. A resurfaced clip from the horror film The Amityville Horror has been making the rounds. And yeah, it's a bit unsettling. In the scene, Ryan's character was supposed to be menacing, totally normal for a horror movie. But what wasn't normal? The fact that he improvised by his then 15-year-old co-star, Jesse James. You slapped one of the kids even though it wasn't planned in the script? Yeah, Jesse James. He had it coming. No, it was actually horrible. I didn't mean to do it. It wasn't hard or anything. He looked up like he just won the lottery. It was just so cool to him. And I look over and the script supervisor's crying and I'm trying to apologize to her. I don't know what's happening. Yep, you read that right. According to reports, this slap was not in the script. Ryan just did it, out of nowhere. And apparently, even the script supervisor was caught off guard. Now, we all know that actors sometimes get really into their roles, and method acting has led to some intense on-set moments over the years. But this was a grown man slapping a teenage actress on camera, and people have strong opinions about it. Yeah, they're not having it. Many feel it was unprofessional, unnecessary, and extremely inappropriate, especially considering Moretz was just a teenager. To this day, Ryan hasn't really spoken about this moment, but now that the clip is making the rounds again, fans are bringing up TJ Miller's past comments against Ryan Reynolds.
We had a really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And everyone was like, okay, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me.
The Deadpool star has built an entire career on pushing boundaries with his dark humor, and for the most part, people love it. But some of his moments, like the SNL lawsuit joke, the parenting comments, and now this Amityville controversy, are proof that he takes things too far. Is Ryan just being Ryan, or do these moments make you look at him differently? And how about all his sly digs at Blake? Just jokes? Or is there some underlying resentment there? Leave your thoughts in the comments and be sure to check out our other videos for more celebrity bombshells where we expose some of Hollywood's cringiest secrets.